Today I've got 10 defender tips you need to be using in Rainbow Six. If you saw my last video, this is the same thing as that but for defenders. If you want to watch that attacking tips video I made, I'll link in the description. Alright, let's get into it. Tip number 1 is for any operator on Chalet, and this is for the kitchen site. This helps hold the position. This is a trick spot you can get into that is really hard to see from any defender. It is very advantageous to you, and it's really easy to set up and do. You want to come upstairs to master bedroom, break the hatch, and now you can prone and do an edge boost. After you shoot at this little pot right here, you can prone and do an edge boost to get on top of this. And you can see the entire site. You can see both doors. And if anybody tried to plan here, you'd be able to kill them. The only problem is, I would be a little scared of the hatch, somebody being above. But if you get back in this corner, they can't see you. So it's a really good spot on Chalet. Tip number 2 is for Valkyrie on any site. As you know, one something that's annoying is if you throw our cams in a bush, the bush actually breaks, so you can't hide the camera. But there's a way around this. If you throw a Valkyrie cam, bounce another one off of it, it will fall and the bush won't break. So now your Val cam is hidden inside the bush, and you can still see out of it just fine. But the defenders will not be able to find this. This is going to be very hidden for anybody coming up blue stairs or anybody coming in from balcony or library. They're not going to find this cam. And this works on any bush, on any map pretty much. Right here, you throw a Valkyrie, you bounce another one off of it. Well, that broke, but the rest of them didn't. So, and the Valkyrie cam is still hidden in there, and you can see. Very good trick for Valk. Tip number 3 might be one you've seen before, but this is quite possibly the strongest tip of the video. This is for Echo in Clubhouse. The strip club site has this hatch and this door. And what you can do with Echo is throw his drone. So let's set it below the hatch, and then you can open up the door. And you can actually jump with the drone after prep phase is over and scan anybody outside. You can automatically know who all the attackers are that spawn front gate. You can also see everybody that would be on the canopy. And this door right here works really good for a spawn peek. Probably the best spawn peek because you can get so far out of it before it scans you. Right here you're scanned, but right here you're completely safe. They have no idea you're here. And anybody that spawned front gate here can be easily spawn peeked. The drone also works to shoot people with the yokais if they're on canopy or spawn. And you can also see anybody on the roof with this drone, so it's very helpful for every site. Tip number 4 is a very strong cap cam placement in reception of coastline. And I love this cap cam because it's practically invisible. This is so hard to see. This cap cam right here on this doorway, they go into the cabinet and become extremely hard to see. And so if somebody's playing Monty, especially in that situation, they will die to this. What you can do is you can barricade this to make people want to walk through that doorway even more. Anybody pushing from reception will walk through and they will not see these cap can traps. Like, this is what it looks like if I were to be walking in from reception. They are not noticeable whatsoever. They're inside the cabinet, and this always gets a kill. Tip number 5. You might have seen this one before too. It is relatively new strategy though. It is on Outback. This will take more than one person to set up, but for this demonstration here, I was the only one setting this up. If you hold garage, you can put head holes in garage, and you can put holes in all of these soft walls and actually see all the way into like the entrance to piano, which is a long angle. And this works really well if somebody on your team has ACOG. It also works really well, I'll show you in a minute, with the mirror. You can place a mirror, that way you can see through and stand up and be able to shoot all the way into here. But this only works if you have people holding garage, because obviously that's where you're going to be holding from. And I accidentally put these holes too low so the mirror won't put in the exact right spot. But you get the idea. You'd put head holes, put a mirror under it, and you'd be able to stand up and see all the way into piano from here. So if you have an ACOG, this is a very good angle. And the attackers will not be ready for it. Tip number 6 is for the basement of Consulate. This works with any operator who has C4 because we're going to be using it for a lineup to kill anybody that is droning or holding outside of yellow stairs door. What you can do is walk up all the way up the stairs to the skylight, look about the 3rd step, look up, sprint and throw, and that will kill anybody that's standing out there on yellow door. This is a very strong lineup, especially if you know someone's out there droning or just holding an angle. And I use this all the time. Tip number 7 is a basic but very strong just defensive strategy for like aviator site or villa. You want to play Maestro and put his cam above this hatch, break it, and then you want to go to 90 and do the same thing. You want to put his cam where you can see the vault hard wall and break the hatch. That way it's harder for defenders to punch them. They still can be hit, but it makes it much more difficult when the hatch is broken. And this is so strong because you can pretty much stop any hard breach attack with this Maestro. Like here, Habana shoots, you can now do this, wastes a lot of util and slows down the attack a lot. And it's difficult to hit, and if they try, they'll fall down the hatch. It's also just great to have cams for intel. These cams are really strong, and they can be used to break drones as well. Here's the example on 90 hallway. You have an angle to break any hard breach such as Ace or Thermite or Habana on the wall, and you can secure the wall. Tip number 8 is for Leion on any map, and I'm sure some people know this, but not everybody, so I decided to put it in this video. But after the prep phase, can't do it right now, but you break windows, and then after the prep phase, you're actually able to put Gumans on the windows and then put the window back on, and anybody who walks near this window will get hit with the Guman. This is great for intel and slowing down a push. If you know somebody's coming from a certain window, this is good to get a Guman and make them slow down. It also works really well on rappel windows, because when they rappel up and hit the thing, they actually have to either go to the roof or the ground to take the Guman out. Waste a lot of time. Tip number 9 is for Wamai. This is on Chalet, but this works for a lot of maps. It is actually very ideal to throw his discs outside. This works super well on this example in particular, because usually you'd have an ace up here to throw at the main breach wall, and this will actually take the ace and push it behind and blow it up. It's a really good way to waste util of hard breachers and to waste time. This also works if somebody were to throw a frag or a flash at the office door right there. And then this works on a lot of maps. Put them outside. Tip number 10 is just a really good angle. This works with pretty much any operator on Canal. And I don't see a lot of people play this, and it confuses me because I think this is the strongest angle for this top floor side of Canal. This desk right here, I would reinforce that one wall, and then this one, put holes in the top of, and from here you can see the entire entrance to A-bomb. You can see to the main breach door, but you can also see down red stairs, and nobody's ever expecting you to be holding this angle, and it's very strong. Thank you guys for watching the video. If any of these tips helped you out, make sure to hit the subscribe button and comment what you'd like to see next. I can make tips for certain operators or whatever you guys want to see, and thank you for the support on the last video. Hope you like this one as well, but that's all I got. See you.